Hey, this is Scott, and today I just want to quickly introduce a couple of accessories for your gimbals from Digital Foto. So before I get into the details of what these each are and how they work, I just want to quickly touch on the fact that yes, I know there are other companies that make products which are very similar to this and in some cases almost identical, but I'm not going to judge them for that. I've seen, some comments that are pretty harsh on Facebook and stuff that are calling these, copies or knockoffs, and I think that it's hard to say that with such a simple product. There's so many companies that develop accessories for things like gimbals in the market that, it's only a limited number of ways they can develop something like this that is meant for, a very simple purpose. So with, all those different companies in the same market, that's just how the market works. There's going to be kind of repeated products between different companies, and it's not the first time, it's not going to be the last time. And I think there can serve a purpose. If there's different price ranges for different customers, or certain products that may or may not be available in certain areas of the world can be covered by other companies that make similar products. I think having the variety to choose from is never a bad thing, and that's just how the market works, like I said. So I just wanted to quickly touch on that and just say that I'm not going to judge them just because I've seen people making comments like that, and I think it's a little bit not fair. So first up is just this little metal side handle for your gimbals, and this just attaches to the bottom of your gimbal with a little 1/4 screw, just like your mini tripod does, and pretty much all gimbals on the market will have that screw thread on the bottom. So this will be able to be used with pretty much any gimbal, ranging from the Zhiyun Smooth 4, which is a smartphone gimbal, up to the Zhiyun Crane 2, which I have here, which is for larger, heavier cameras. This will work with all of those because they all have that same connection on the bottom. And actually, you have this wheel down here to tighten it into your gimbal, and under that we do have another screw thread which will allow you to put your mini tripod right into there. You can use them both, you don't have to sacrifice one for the other, which is a really great thing. The handle itself is all made of metal, and it's shaped so that way you can grip it comfortably and it's not going to slip out of your hand. And in a number of different points, right here on the bottom, on the top angled portion and the top flat portion, as well as one on either side, you have some screw threads, 1/4 screw threads, so you can attach other accessories, external monitors, hot shoes for things like microphones. You could attach a little LED light on here. You can use multiple points at the same time. The only points that I want to make is just that these two screw threads on the side will probably be blocked by your hand if you are using this as an actual handle. If you're only using it for accessories and you're still holding your gimbal by the main handle only, then of course you can use all of these. But if you are planning to use this as a kind of dual handle together with your gimbal itself, then you're not going to be able to really use these comfortably, or at least I can't imagine how you could. There's also some space through the side, and that's just to keep the weight down on this. And it is actually relatively lightweight. Like I said, it's all metal, but it is lightweight. It has also a little loop here. I'm not sure if you could see. I could imagine you could put some kind of wrist strap or something through there if you wanted to. And yeah, overall it feels very solidly made. So let's go ahead and put it on the Zhiyun Crane 2 just to see how it fits. So this is how it fits with just the handle on here on the gimbal, and you can see there it's pretty close to the gimbal itself, so it doesn't take up a lot of extra space if you're in tight spaces, but there's still enough room for both of your hands to get in there without bumping into each other. And this is going to be great, like I said, for tight spaces where a larger dual handle setup might be a little bit of overkill, or a little bit impossible in some cases when you're in tighter spaces. This is going to be easier to throw in your bag or your gimbal's case and bring with you because of its smaller size. But of course, you're not going to be able to spread out the weight quite as much as you would with proper dual handles. This will disperse the weight a little bit compared to just holding the gimbal itself, and you're going to have a little bit more control over it than you will just by holding the gimbal by itself. But it's kind of a middle ground there between the gimbal by itself and having those dual handles. But again, we do have that screw thread on the bottom for the mini tripod, so let's go ahead and attach that as well just to see how it looks. So that's it. So you still do have the option here of holding it like this with two hands while you're using this for some accessories. Or, of course, you can use the mini tripod for the intended purpose and set it down. And yeah, it works well. I just want to note that if you do, use both of these, the handle and the mini tripod, just be careful not to over tighten the mini tripod, because when you try to remove it, of course, you're tightening into a knob here, and the knob itself also turns, and it will turn with that mini tripod too. So if you tighten it too much, it'll be a little bit tricky to get this actual dual handle and the mini tripod separated from each other. Also with this, you do get a little baggie of accessories, and this is, in here you have 3 cold shoes, as well as the screws that would be necessary to screw them into this handle, and 3 kind of double-sided screws, and it will allow you to kind of create a male screw thread on here if you have some accessory that you want to screw onto here that maybe that accessory has the female thread built into it. You can do that straight onto the handle without needing to use any extra magic arm or anything else. There's also the hex screw in here that you would need to tighten down those screws for the cold shoes. So everything you need to get going is in here. All of this does come in actually a surprisingly nice little cloth bag that closes up with a drawstring. So if you want to throw this into your bag but put it all in there so that way it doesn't get lost, you can do that. So next up is this little accessory ring, and this is actually made for the Zhiyun Smooth 4, which I have right here. And because this is a ring which is going to go around your gimbal, the diameter of this is key to getting a tight fit, and it's not going to work for any gimbal like this one will, which just attaches with a 1/4 inch screw. This is made specifically for the Zhiyun Smooth 4, and I haven't found any other gimbals that it fits just yet. You might get lucky, but I doubt it. You loosen up that screw, and then it swings out of place, so that way you can open this like a hinge. And inside here you do have some little foam or kind of rubbery, it's more of a foam I guess, texture to help it hold itself in place. On the Zhiyun Smooth 4, right under the bottom motor and right above the main handle, you have this extra little spot here, and that's where this is going to attach. And you can rotate it to fit wherever you need it to fit. And then you're just going to take this red screw, get it back into its little slot there and tighten it down, and it will hold itself in place quite well. Because of the foam that's built into there, it doesn't slip, it doesn't slide, it's really securely in place. And then you get a cold shoe mount on one side and a number of different screw mounts on the other side. You have 4 1/4-20s, and I believe this is the RE 4-pin options here. So you could attach things in a number of different ways, and it doesn't get in the way of the arm at all. There's enough clearance there, and it doesn't get in the way of this wheel. So it will kind of open up different possibilities to attaching different accessories here. If you want to attach an LED light, for example, if you want to put a microphone on one side and maybe a mini recorder on the other side, like the Zoom H1 for example, you could have your audio recorded all separately and then sync it up in post to get really good quality audio with maybe a larger mic, and don't have to worry about that mic's weight affecting the balance of your camera or the cable, trying to figure out how to get that cable in there as well. So that's pretty much all there is to it, but these things are really nice to have because neither the Zhiyun Smooth 4 nor the Zhiyun Crane 2 have actual screw threads built into the handle like some gimbals do. So if you want to attach any other accessories, any magic arms, external monitors, things like that, you're going to need some sort of accessory like this or like this. And these are both kind of compact ways to keep the overall footprint down, but give you a lot more flexibility in how you use it for those different accessories. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them down below and I will definitely get back to you. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more in the future, and as always, thank you for watching.